Hello and welcome to the Beaver Dick Open. We are here to present to you first and final round coverage of the Beaver Dick Open. I'm Brady McMahon, joined here by
Barely Shortz.
And we have barely flying commentary.
Exactly. We're here at Beaver Dick Park, and here we are presenting the players of this Open. We've got Barely Shortz, that's me.
He's had a pretty rough start to the season. He's looking to get a comeback. Who's this? Oh, who? Oh, it's Kevin Groans. Good to see him back on the tour, even though this is his first time. Oh, and look at this hair.
We've got Birdie McMahon out here. He's had a pretty strong season so far with 2 wins under his belt. We're going to go ahead and start off on hole 1. This is a par 3, 215 feet. The basket's right behind the pavilion. And first off on the tee is going to be me. Not a very good start. As you can see, I went left into the trees.
Next up, we have Kevin Groans. Threw a nice chip side arm, almost landed on the roof, but he's ended up safe and had a putt. And I am throwing a Star Cayman, hung it a little wide, hit the trees. I'll have to save my par. Perfect layup by me, right into the pavilion thingy. Didn't factor that one in. Not a smart play.
Here comes Kevin Groans. He's going for his birdie here. Pulls it a little bit too much to the right. Doesn't quite get it. He'll lay up for par. I also do a little layup. Barely Shortz.
About 15 feet from my putt here. Sucky putt.
Kevin finishes with a 3 on the first hole. I follow right behind him.
Beautiful. And I throw in my bogey.
So there we are, starting off 3-3-4. Kevin Groans and me, Barely Shortz, up by 1. We've got hole number 2. This is 300 and something feet. A par 3, once again. I'm going to throw my champion beast here. I went way high, big hyzer. Didn't really get much distance that I was hoping for, so I'm gonna have to rely on my approach.
Skyler's throwing an Anubis here. It looks good out of his hand, but he threw it a little high and ended up really short. And I am throwing an Anubis as well. Threw it really solid, good height, a little too much hyzer and it didn't come out, but we'll have a putt.
There's Kevin. He goes a little bit perfect, and then I go a little bit right, a little wide, but
I thought that looked a little bit perfect as well, actually.
I'm within about 10 feet there, and there it is. I'm gonna get a little power putt.
Missed my upshot, but I parked it.
Yeah, go for
and Kevin throws in his little disc there,
and I chuck mine in for par.
So there we are. Barely Shortz even, Kevin even, Birdie McMahon is still at 1 over.
So hole 3 is 360 feet. Chip hyzer road comes into play. It's OB, and we'll start out with Barely.
I didn't get quite the distance again with my champion T-Bird. A little bit too much hyzer. And then we got Kevin. He throws it pretty good flip hyzer there. He's coming back onto the road.
Car's coming right at me at the cameraman spot. It was pretty scary. I almost died, but I got off the road in time. And then I threw into the road, had a nice little skip flare. Give me a good look for birdie.
Throwing my Rock 3 metal flake. Trying to just lay it up under the basket. I did pretty good here. The wind affected the flight just a little bit, but not too bad. You've got Kevin. He barely goes short on this one.
Almost threw it in there.
Great approach.
Here's Barely for his putt. Barely Shortz.
Barely Shortz.
Living up to his name as always.
Yeah.
And there's my putt for birdie and cashed it.
Yeah, that's a bogey. I'm pretty frustrated with that one.
And it's got a nice little soft tap in there. And that puts Barely at 1 over and me and Kevin Groans at even par.
Now we got hole 4. This is 140 feet. It's a par 3. Very easy. This one should be a gimme birdie. But of course, Birdie McMahon, he goes a little wide here.
Threw
Wind
it
drops it
way
straight
wide.
down.
Wind gave it nothing. Not the highs I was looking for. And then, what's his name? Kevin Groans almost throws it in here. What a great shot.
Chain out.
Let's look at that again, shall we?
Look at that, close chain out. Hits the branches. Got a little unlucky there.
Barely off the top of the cage.
That would have put him in the lead for sure. I did the same route as Birdie. Same thing. The wind dropped it straight down. Turned an easy hole into a pretty painful.
So I had about a 40-foot putt there, a little left. Wasn't too bummed about that, right in the wind.
And I go way high.
Super good run by Barely there.
Really didn't want to be barely short.
And Kevin will tap in his birdie and get a stroke on us. So that leaves us all one stroke apart. I'm even, Kevin's 1 under, and Barely's 1 over.
So here we are, hole number 5, 190 feet. This is a big hyzer hole, or you can take a sidearm to the left around the trees. Just trying to park it where you need to.
The wind, we had a pretty large crosswind from right to left. Had to factor that in. So I chose to go with the sidearm. Didn't get it over enough, but it ended up with a pretty good look for a birdie.
I should have done the same play, but unfortunately I went up to the right, a little too high.
The wind picked it up and took it away.
I went way left. Here we are, my birdie putt.
Get it.
Missed it barely, Shortz once again.
Barely freaking Shortz. There's my bid for birdie, air ball, and Skylar gets another. Sorry. Kevin Groans got another stroke on us. That was pissed us off.
But we try to keep it together here. We're gonna try to pull out some better scores in the next couple holes.
So hole 6, little chipper, 245 feet. We're throwing from a cool tee pad. It's just straight ahead. You can go back ante or a sidearm. And let's see, Groans here goes with just a backhand. I think that's an Anubis. Not too sure about that one. And I throw sidearm. I nearly hit the sign if you look closely there, but I luckily didn't and threw it straight into the tree instead. But I'll have a pitch up for my par.
I go ahead and throw my beast, trying to get a little flip on that backhand. Didn't do what I wanted to do. I'm gonna join Groans over in the corner.
So I have a little pitch. Should be pretty easy, but I just bombed it. And I'm left 30 feet from my putt.
Kevin has a little chance for birdie here. Doesn't quite get it. Goes a little past it. Should be
Wasn't
good for
the
par.
commitment he was looking for with his keystone.
Also, same here.
Just remember, he's barely short every time. That's why we named him that.
I named myself that.
And I airball another putt. Was pissed, so I threw another. And we ended up being nice to me and not giving a stroke. And I tap in my bogey.
Perfect. So Kevin Groans is 2 under, Birdie's 1 over, and I'm the same as Birdie there, 1 over.
So me and Barely are struggling here. We need to start getting some strokes on Groans.
This is hole number 7, 270 feet. Here comes Groans. He's going to do a little sidearm flick out there, try to get a nice hyzer. Doesn't come over as much as he wanted it to. He's left.
Flipped a lot more on him than he expected.
I threw a pretty good backhand. The T-bird was just a little not flippy enough. Didn't keep over as well as like I wanted.
Threw a Firebird here. Pretty dang good shot. Kevin tried throwing it in again.
Not really hitting those putts that we hope for. Kevin and I both not having a good day.
Barely's pissed after being barely short again.
I need to change my name maybe.
To Barely in the basket or something. But here's my bid for birdie. Oh, I thought I made that. Frick.
So after a hard hole for all of us, we all get some pretty disappointing threes, but we'll just move on to the next hole, coming on to hole 8.
And hole 8 is 200 feet to be exact. And it's just a sidearm pitch shot.
Should be a pretty easy layup birdie here. Here comes Groans. It's a pretty good hyzer. It drops because of the wind. And there's me. Barely with the T-bird. Pretty much the same thing that happened to Groans happened to me.
I'm throwing my champion cane once again. It was so good. It gave me the chills.
There's Groans for his putt from about 60, 70 feet. He misses that one. I'm gonna try the same thing here. Trying to play with the wind there, but the branches still caught me.
So I get a stroke on the card, and I believe I'm one above barely now, or I should say one below because I'm more under par than him. But
there's Kevin at 2 under. I'm at 1 over, and
I'm
Birdie's
even.
at even. We got hole number 9 here. The last hole, 230 feet. This is interesting. You can go with the sidearm flex like Birdie did.
Another just beautiful shot that gave me the chills. It was what a great way to end my round.
He went a little low here. Pretty good play up though.
Not gonna matter though. He just needed to play for par to hold the win. And barely, what you got?
Barely Shortz.
Barely Shortz. Okay.
And here we go. It's gonna finish off the round with a garbage 3.
Hope you brought an extra pair of shorts.
Not my day. Not my day, folks.
Oh man, what a struggle. This is to close it out with a statement. He's gonna win no matter what. Oh, he didn't have a good statement ending, and there's my stroke. And here's his victorious putt for the win.
He gets it. What a round for Kevin Groans. Not the best performance we've seen out of these players, but still a good day of disc golf.
I was just happy to end under par after a rough first 7 holes. Kevin controlled it from the beginning.
And this was a great day of disc golf out at Beaver Dick Park. We've got Kevin Groans for his celebration, putting from on top of the roof. Nearly hits me in the face.
He actually cut barely his head off, but why did I just say that?
But hey, thanks for coming out, guys. Thanks for watching this wonderful day.
We'll see you guys back out at the Beauty Hill Open.
Have a good one.